Hello everyone, agents. The annual cycle repeats itself. November arrives, the air turns cold, and Activision launches a new Call of Duty. For many, it's just a massive update. For the most diehard fans, it's a religion. This year, Treyarch brings us Call of Duty Black Ops 7, a title that promised to be the adrenaline shot the franchise desperately needed. They promised us ambition, they promised us revolution, and for the first time in a long time, they offered us an amount of content that is frankly intimidating. Did they succeed? Are we looking at the best installment of the modern era, or is it simply a pile of recycled maps with a shiny coat of paint? After burning the equivalent of a week of life on their servers, here's my verdict. This game is a gigantic Chinese buffet. There are too many options, some sublime, and others that, well, leave you with a queasy stomach. Buckle up, because we are going to carve up every mode. Let's start where the Black Ops sub-saga has traditionally shone the brightest: the story. Historically, Black Ops campaigns have been synonymous with intrigue, convoluted conspiracies, hallucinations, and iconic characters bearing the weight of the Cold War. Black Ops 7 puts us in the shoes of David Mason, yes, the one from Black Ops 2, dealing with a new global threat and a mysterious organization known as the Guild. The premise is spectacular. The cinematic scenes with that cast of actors seemingly pulled from a Hollywood blockbuster, including absolutely superb voice acting and facial modeling, immerse you in the drama immediately. The sound design is exquisite. Every shot, every explosion reminds you that you're playing with a graphics engine polished to the extreme. But, and here comes the first big but of the game, the campaign suffers from a severe identity crisis. The main problem is not the plot, which is decent and serves as a narrative bridge, but its execution. It's noticeable that the studio banked on the looter-shooter philosophy that floods the rest of the game, turning the single-player experience into something that often feels like an extended cooperative tutorial. The decision-making that defined classic installments has been replaced with the mission structure that frankly feels empty. The campaign is cooperative, up to 4 players, and this shatters the pacing. When the difficulty adjusts to the number of players, the tension dissolves. But the worst part is the level design. Instead of creating unique and memorable environments, Treyarch had come to the temptation of blatant recycling. You will play missions that are undisguisedly famous multiplayer maps. Yes, I'm looking at you, Express and Hijacked, with 3 NPCs running alongside you. One mission takes you through a Black Ops 6 scenario, and they don't even bother to hide it. This asset reuse makes the campaign the worst in the saga's history for many critics, including myself in my most honest moments. It is a lazy shortcut. Additionally, they introduce semi-open levels within the Avalon zone. The idea of having more freedom is good, but the enemy artificial intelligence, AI, simply isn't up to par. In closed hallways, they perform. In an open map, they stand still staring at the wall or take 3 seconds to react to you blowing their brains out. In a game that aspires to be a AAA of this caliber, this AI is a joke. In summary, the campaign is technically and theatrically spectacular, but it feels wasted, short, and its cooperative structure and recycling ironically make it the least Black Ops part of the package. If the campaign is this year's disappointment, multiplayer is the reason why the game overall earns a notable rating. This is where Black Ops 7 not only delivers, but positions itself as the best multiplayer experience in the franchise in the modern era. If you are one of those people who only buy the game for the fast, chaotic skirmishes, this is your year. The game has fully embraced the fast, vertical, and frantic gameplay style that the Black Ops saga popularized, giving it a 360-degree twist, literally. The big novelty is omnidirectional movement. You can run, slide, or dolphin dive not only in the direction of your crosshair, but in a full 360 degrees. At first, this can be a bit confusing, like trying to dance salsa for the first time. You'll fall, you'll be killed, and you'll feel clumsy. But once you get the hang of the fluidity, it becomes sublime. It's not as exaggerated as the wall running of Black Ops 3, but feels much more organic and natural. It's a system that rewards the aggressive player, the one who dominates momentum and verticality. This is the change that without a doubt most delighted the veteran community and content creators. The SSMM system is noticeably more relaxed. In the open playlists, the SBMM is no longer as severe or mandatory as in the Modern Warfare installments of recent years. This means that matches are more varied, less stressful, and fundamentally more fun. The days of having to sweat in every match against retired streamers are gone, at least in the non-competitive lists. Now you can simply relax, play with your friends of different skill levels, and feel that occasionally you can get a decent kill streak. It is a return to the arcade shooter philosophy that made Call of Duty great.
The time to kill, or TTK, is also more optimized. The time to death is not instantaneous, which gives crucial room for maneuver to react and win gunfights based on aim, strafe, and movement, instead of just who shoots first. General skill is rewarded, and that is appreciated. Regarding the maps, we have an excellent overall design. Treyarch is the master of the 3-lane scheme, and it shows here. The original maps are solid, offer a variety of angles, and encourage different playstyles. And of course, we have the return of several beloved classics, Express, Hijacked, and Raid, plus the perennial Nuketown, which will arrive in the first season. The score streak system is also revitalized with more than 20 options that reward objective-oriented and aggressive play. The camouflage grind and the progression system are deep and addictive, keeping players hooked with more mastery camo options than ever. The Black Ops 7 multiplayer is a resounding success. It's fast, it's fluid, and by relaxing the SBMM, it has brought back the classic joy and gameplay to the franchise. The third leg of this gigantic stool is the quintessential cooperative mode, Zombies, which in this installment is accompanied by an ambitious novelty, Endgame. For purists, the Zombies mode returns to its roots. This means the return of the classic point system, the Black Ops 1 World at War model, leaving behind the fragmentation and confusion of previous installments. The pack-punch, field upgrades, perks, and armor are here, and they work with near-perfect fluidity and polish. The initial map is Ashes of the Damned, and it is the largest Zombies map we have ever seen. To give you an idea of the dimensions, you need to use vehicles, which you can even upgrade with laser turrets. Yes, laser turrets, to get around. The visual design and atmosphere are well achieved, evoking an atmosphere of discomfort reminiscent of classics like Mob of the Dead and Varuk. The negative side is the lack of innovation in the base gameplay. On the mechanical level, this Zombies mode is almost identical to 95% of Black Ops 6. It is smooth, comfortable, functional, but it doesn't bring anything revolutionary to the formula. However, for fans, the return of mythical characters from the Dark Aether storyline, Dempsey, Nikolai, Takeo, and Richtofen in new reinterpretations, will be a reason of celebration. It's Grandma's recipe. You know exactly what it tastes like, and that's why you love it. Here is the authentic innovation bet, Endgame. Endgame is a roguelike extraction shooter mode with strong looter-shooter elements. Think of a mix between Escape from Tarkov, Destiny, and the progression of Borderlands. The main objective is to venture into Avalon, complete high-risk missions, often boss fights, and successfully escape through an extraction point. The roguelike component is given by the tension generated by having to keep the loot. If you die, you lose all the equipment and abilities obtained in that raid. This mechanic adds a layer of genuine tension and highly stakes gameplay that is addictive. Players level up to 60, unlocking permanent equipment, abilities, and upgrades. It is a smart way to expand the narrative universe of Black Ops 7 beyond the main campaign and link it to the live service game. While some criticize that this cooperative extraction approach stole resources from the traditional campaign, the truth is that Endgame is a solid, fresh mode with gigantic expansion potential through future seasons. Endgame is the big surprise of the game. It is proof that Treyarch is willing to experiment, offering a tense and rewarding experience that could become the new pillar of the franchise. Before giving the final summary, let's talk about how this game feels and sounds. Activision has decided to squeeze the new unified engine of the saga to the maximum, and it shows. The quality of textures, environments, and character models is simply barbaric. The best thing is the optimization. On high-end PCs and latest generation consoles, the game is incredibly fluid. I did not experience notable performance drops or stuttering problems during my playtime, which demonstrates great development work. The game is scalable, and although you require enthusiast hardware for maximum settings, the experience is fluid and visually stunning on reasonable high-end configurations.
Negative point. Campaign and multiplayer progression are separated at launch, although the promise is to unify everything into a single progression with the arrival of Season 1. Having two distinct experience bars at launch feels clumsy and disincentivizes time investment. It is a minor but annoying detail. The audio design in Black Ops 7 is simply the gold standard for shooters. The sound mix is exquisite, allowing you to identify the direction of the shots with surgical precision. The soundtrack is perhaps the most outstanding aspect of the narrative experience, with epic themes that remind you that you are in a super production. Furthermore, the Spanish dubbing is great. Although the performances in English are sublime due to the cast, the localization work is of high quality, something crucial for immersing oneself in the complex plot. If you ask me what makes this Call of Duty special, it is the sense of speed. The last CODs felt heavy, slow, almost asking you to stay crouched in a corner. Black Ops 7 screams at you to move. The 360 degrees movement, the slide cancel returning but implemented naturally, not that robotic, exploitable movement from before. And the TTK that allows you to react. Everything aligns to make every gunfight a ballet of bullets and slides. For me, the relaxation of SBMM was the most important game changer. Finally, the saga feels less like office work and more like a chaotic party with friends. It is the stupid joy, the pure fun of a Twitch core shooter at its best. We've reached the end of this odyssey. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is without a doubt a maximalist installment. It offers so much content that it directly competes with other live service titles, and it does so with enviable technical fluidity. Is it the best Call of Duty of all time? No, it is not, and it is important to be objective. The classics of the Golden Age had more solid campaigns and a more marked identity. Is it the best Call of Duty of the modern era? Absolutely yes. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is a notable game. It is irresistible if you play it with friends, thanks to the vast offering of game modes and a multiplayer that recovers pure fun. However, if you are hoping for an epic cinematic single-player experience, the campaign will leave you with a bittersweet taste, feeling more like a cooperative spin-off than the heart of the experience. And with that, we close the report, agents. Tell me in the comments, do you agree with my verdict on the SBMM? What do you think of the new Endgame mode? I want to read your opinions. If you like this epically long review, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel for more analysis, and hit the notification bell. See you in Avalon, and may your kill streaks be eternal. Thanks for watching.